Imagine being 23 years old and solving a medical mystery that had baffled doctors for centuries. Imagine saving thousands of people from a living death of isolation and pain. Now imagine dying before you could see the impact of your work, and then watching from the grave as your boss takes every bit of the credit, erasing your name from history for nearly 90 years. This isn't a movie plot. This is the true story of Alice Ball, the brilliant chemist the world forgot to thank. In the early 1900s, the word leprosy was a death sentence. It wasn't just the physical pain, it was the stigma. In Hawaii, if you were diagnosed, you were often forcibly taken from your family and exiled to the island of Molokai. There was one hope: chalmugra oil. It came from the seeds of a tree in Southeast Asia, and for centuries, people knew it worked. But there was a massive problem. The oil was too thick to swallow without vomiting. If you rubbed it on the skin, it did nothing. If you injected it, the oil was so viscous it stayed under the skin in painful, rock-hard lumps. The cure was just as agonizing as the disease. Enter Alice Ball. In 1915, she became the first woman and the first African American to earn a master's degree from the College of Hawaii. She was a prodigy. At just 23, she was tasked with a challenge: make the oil injectable. Alice worked tirelessly in her lab. Using a complex process called the Ball method, she figured out how to isolate the ethyl esters of the fatty acids in the oil. In plain English, she turned a thick, unusable sludge into a water-soluble medicine that the human body could actually absorb. She had done it. She had found the key to the cure. But Alice never got to publish her findings. During a demonstration in her lab, she was reportedly exposed to chlorine gas. Her health plummeted. In December 1916, at only 24 years old, Alice Ball passed away. This is where the story gets dark. The president of the college, Arthur L. Dean, took Alice's raw data and finished the study. But when he published the results, he didn't mention Alice. He called it the Dean method. He accepted the praise. He watched as the Dean method sent 78 patients home from Molokai in a single year, the first time a mass release had ever happened. He let the world believe he was the hero, while Alice was buried in an unmarked grave. For decades, Alice Ball was a ghost, but truth has a way of surfacing. Years later, Alice's former supervisor, Dr. Harry Holman, spoke out. He published a paper explicitly stating that the Dean method was a lie. It was, and always had been, the Ball method. It took until the year 2000 for the University of Hawaii to finally honor her with a plaque. Today, her name is finally being spoken. Alice Ball didn't just break scientific barriers. She broke the chains of people who thought they would never see their families again.